So I'll be taking the middle path, as you have said that I have been working in the field of construction emissions, and I consult both. I've been consulting uh, the construction companies as well to attain the qualifications required from urban local body or government, whatever government compliances are, as well as we have been consulting the government pollution control boards and other agencies also, what should be done on this construction emissions. So I will tell where are the gaps. And construction projects are labeled as polluters. We get fined, all the construction companies get fined. So where are the gaps? So we will talk about only these three topics I have selected for today because of the paucity of time. So how do construction companies or the engineers understand construction emissions? And how do people understand the data from construction projects? I will just make it very simple for everyone over here. And what's the way forward? Way forward, because we all want good air, clean air. There's necessity. There's the necessity for life. So this is how we proceed. And now the problem lies in understanding of construction emissions. As National Clean Air Program came, air quality index was formulated for 131 non-attainment cities. Now AQI has these 6 parameters: PM 2.5, PM 10, particulate matter, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, SOx, NOx, and ground level ozone. Whereas majority of the people, I have been training lots and lots of construction companies and engineers who are working in this field. They think that the dust cloud that comes out of the construction projects, that's the problem. Whereas the air quality index is affected by PM 2.5, PM 10. And we all know that PM here is PM 70. So imagine the particulate matter being tracked by urban local bodies or pollution control board is very small, which is invisible. So this clears the doubt that the dust cloud which we see around the construction projects is the higher particulate matter, which will settle very soon. Nobody has died of sandstorms. We have been living in this India, and India is famous for sandstorms, North India. Has anyone heard that there was a sandstorm and 100 people died? There have been deaths. So, but the particulate matter of the smaller size has been affecting the human health. So there is the interface of air quality and the smaller particulate matter. This has to be made clear, because wherever we go, whenever construction companies are involved, they talk about no, it's the dust cloud we see. You are creating lots of dust. It's not. Construction emissions or emissions from a construction projects which are the interface at the interface of the human health. They are PM 2.5, PM 10, SOx, NOx, and all the 6 parameters which have to be tracked. And when they have to be tracked, monitoring for construction emissions is mandatory. People don't monitor the construction projects. That's one of the problem areas. Even construction companies don't understand why we need to monitor, why the air quality monitors have to be there. Because once you put the air quality monitor, then only you will be able to understand that PM 2.5, PM 10 is coming out of the construction projects, or emissions are coming out of the project, and they have to be tracked. Once you know, in field of sustainability, we always say what is not measured is not managed. To manage a problem, you have to measure that problem. So monitoring for construction emissions is must. And when we go to the project sites, what we see, the air quality monitors, whatever they've installed, they keep it whether inside some laboratories or at areas. We are monitoring for outdoor air quality. So they have to be installed, like I have shown in the picture, in the open, within the construction micro boundaries, within the project area, at 6 to 8 feet height. We install them at 8 feet height. So monitoring for construction emission is mandatory and has to happen. There is no monitoring protocol. Look at any of the guidelines being created all over India. They say monitor for 500 square. If you have a project size of 500 square meter, you have to monitor for air quality. But how many monitors to be What to monitor? They have said, okay, you monitor for PM 2.5 and PM 10. Which monitors to be used? Low cost sensors. Now BMC is coming up with a list of monitors that you can use. But number of monitors, again, there is no guideline. So this is a gap. I'm just talking about where the gap is today. Being on the neutral grounds, I'm neither at construction company office talking to them, or neither I'm at pollution control board or government office talking to them. I'm at a neutral ground. So I'm telling there are the gaps. Number of monitors. Nobody has mentioned that if it's a 500 square plot, you have to monitor, and if you have to monitor for 50,000 square meter plot. But in case of bigger plots, how many monitors have to be there? Area of construction, area of plot. In Mumbai, what happens? Smaller plot, they construct vertically high. So should the number of monitors be going up or down? This is the gap. This gap has to be addressed. And once we start monitoring, there comes the data at construction site. There are no guidelines from government on what to do with this data. So I'm showing you the dashboard of few of the construction projects. Data is coming. As a civil engineer, as an engineer at any of the project working, if there is a data, it has to, this data should lead you to some actions or some ramifications. The data is not there as a movie to see, or it's not an advertisement. Data is for some purpose. Now this data is coming at a project site. What do we do with the data? So I am showing you the data of one of the projects in Gurgaon. So if you can see what we did, we tried to study the delta between the point data of the project at 12 noon. Why 12 noon and 6 p.m.? Because the construction project work starts at 9 a.m. Again, it stops for lunch at 1. So activities peak during the 12 noon time. Then all the activities are happening and they are at the peak time. Similarly, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Again, the activities are at peak around 6 p.m. of the time. All the activities are happening. So look at the data. The site average, there were 4 monitors at the site, and average of them was 35. And nearest Samir app, that's the CPCB app, was showing 102. PM 10, 40, 105. Everywhere, the Tata PM 2.5 at the project site was lower, and delta is the difference between the project site data as well as the CPCB data. There's a big delta. What does it imply? Nobody is looking at this data. This is the irony of the work we are doing. So nobody is looking at this data. But what can be done of this data, I will try to tell you. There should be data-driven green construction guidelines. We are looking at net zero carbon construction. We are looking at net zero carbon India 2070. We can't waste water just for the sake of it. So if data shows that there is a need of water sprinkling or running of smoke guns, they should be run. If no work is happening, it's the 2nd of October, no work is happening, stop all this work. Don't waste energy, don't waste water for if there is no data saying that there are spikes of construction. This is one of the important points I wanted to address, how data should be used. And what's the way forward for the construction proponents? How can construction come there? If you go to a construction projects, you will see lots of signages happening for the safety of the project. Wear helmets, wear safety jackets, don't touch naked, but there are no signages regarding clean air quality, clean air construction. So there should be lots of signages at the project. Again, the construction company should be preparing a schedule of a construction project runs for say 3 to 4 years. So they know what activities will happen, whether they will be producing emissions during those activities or not. So they should be ready. Forecasting of what activities that should be there. And how can that happen? As there is a quality room at a project site, same quality room can have a smaller area designated as air quality monitoring room, where the discussions around clean construction happens, where the data is being studied. And this is how we take forward. So this is my last slide. I am showing you yesterday's slide of Delhi. Delhi has 40 odd CAQM stations of CPCB, and Delhi's air quality index yesterday was above 200. GRAP 1 has been enforced. Now look at the Delhi timeline. There are places in Delhi, within the airshed of Delhi, there is a place where AQI is 66, where is AQI of 381. Now, micro boundaries of a construction area, if clean construction can happen. So, and if there's a reliable data showcasing that there are PM 2.5, PM 10 levels within those micro boundaries are lower than the total airshed averages. Shouldn't the construction areas qualify for good air zones in that particular airshed? So that's my question. I leave this question to all the attendees over here and whosoever is connected with the subject. I am open for more discussions. That's my mobile number. You can take my mobile number, my email ID. I will leave this slide for 10 more seconds. You can connect with me on LinkedIn and let's make the air of whole of our country clean. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. God bless everyone.